I'm going to show you today how I created this layout using the Artbooking cartridge from Close to My Heart. All of the measurements will be on my blog, and you can visit my blog if you'd like to get more detailed information at papercraftingwithangelina.blogspot.com. So to get started, what I did is I took an 8x10 and cut that photo down, mounted it here on some outdoor denim cardstock, and then I mounted that on some paper from the Sarita paper pack from Close to My Heart. And this is what this border looks like. And then I also used this piece from the same paper pack. And that is done here as well as on these two elements. So I mounted that, put that to the side. Then I took a 12x12 piece of white paper, and that's going to be my whole background. Everything's put on there. I took a piece of Gold Rush and cut that down to 11x11 so that I'd have this half-inch border all the way around. I then took the other piece of the paper from that Sarita pack, and using the Cricut cartridge, and I used right here on page 59, I cut out a photo spot right here, and that is done by clicking on the photo mat button and then the shift key, because it's over here on the right side. I cut out a scallop circle 5x5. I then trimmed that and mounted one piece back here and the other section here. This is actually one scallop shorter than this. So when I cut it, I actually cut in one scallop from the side and cut in like that. Took that piece and put that, what was left over, and put that over here just to keep some balance on this card. The You and Me was cut out, let's see, right here on page 58. Well, sorry about that. On page 58, and it's the You and Me, so it's the titles and shift. And I cut that one time with the pattern paper, and then 3 times on just a regular cardstock. It was a vanilla, and then I layered them together to kind of create a chipboard effect. And you can see it's a little, hopefully you can see that. So that way it looks like chipboard, but it's actually not. And I just layered it using some glue. This piece I then cut out of this piece of paper from that Sarita, and that's right here. It's on the overlay, and it's the shift button, and I'll give you again the dimensions. I backed that with some more white paper, and then I put some dimensional 3D foam tape behind here, and then only glued it on here. This came from the, let's see, Sweet and Lovely Cricut bundle, and that came with the Artbooking cartridge when I purchased it, and it's this stamp here, and that one's found on page 81. Let's go over there. And that's this image right here, and that is on the icon button, and I cut that at 4 inches. And then I used this stamp right here, stamped on there. I mounted it with 3D foam tape on. Oh, excuse me. Then I actually went to the Cricut craft room and used that same image and made a larger mat so that I could have this little bit of dimension. And I mounted that on with 3D foam tape onto the matted piece. And then I wrote my little sentiment there talking about the cruise that we went on. The birds were also from that same cartridge, and they're right here. I cut them out of the old denim as well. I tucked it under here and brought it out to the side here. I do have them on 3D foam tape here, and here I just used the glue to put it down. Then using this is an old set that I got from the Pemberley workshop, and that was a couple years ago. I don't know if it's still available, but I used this sentiment right here that says, "You mean the world to me." And what I did is first I stamped it onto the daisy white piece of cardstock. And then I laid the Gold Rush down and lined it up, and then only stamped the second part here. And what I did is I masked that piece off. That way when I laid it down, it would actually go well together. Let's see, this little flower here is from, I don't know what they call it. I purchased it from Connie Stewart over at Simply Simple Stamping, and she's a Stampin' Up demo. I purchased that. I used my Gold Rush markers to color that in, and then I added a little sparkle to that. These three flowers just came from my stash. I believe they're from Recollections. But that was pretty much it. I just put it all together, and I'm really liking the way it's so easy to use the Artbooking cartridge to create a lovely layout. I did use real dial size on all of these. If you have any questions, please head over to my blog or ask the question here on YouTube. But like I said, all dimensions and links to the products will be over on my blog. So thanks so much for stopping by. Again, my blog is papercraftingwithangelina.blogspot.com. In the meantime, happy paper crafting, everybody. Bye-bye.